am a really big Harry Potter fan.
It's a good thing since over a decade of his life was spent as Ron Weasley. From the laughs to the nerves to revisiting it all years later, we're covering the best of Rupert Grint behind the scenes from the very beginning, before he even knew how much this would change his life.
People are gonna actually know my name. That's gonna be strange.
Number 1. Glitz and glam isn't all it's cracked up to be. Little Rupert Grint wasn't so keen on his beautifying process in the makeup chair being captured on tape.
Rather not be seen like this?
Yeah, because he doesn't like the clip in his hair.
Yeah!
He was a fan of the performing, the barrettes, not so much. Number 2. It's time for some wizard candy. It's no surprise this scene was a highlight to film.
And I like the train scene, because we got to eat loads of sweets. That was really cool.
The really special part was that these sweets were exactly as they were described in the books. And those Bertie Bott's beans?
It's really every flavour. There's vinegar, spinach, earwax, egg.
All the excitement did become a bit distracting, and the actors wound up having to film their bits in the compartments separately.
We were never actually really in the same compartment. We just couldn't look each other in the eye and keep a straight face.
Number 3. It's hard for anyone to resist. Let's be honest. For Rupert Grint, walking into the Great Hall, this is something we can all agree on.
It was absolutely incredible. All these effects with all the candles floating in the air, all lit and everything, all food on the table, all the flambeaux were lit. It was just the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Number 4. Chess is kind of his thing.
It was like sort of Ron's turn in the limelight.
A definite highlight in his first movie gig, and he slays it.
The chess scene was pretty difficult because there was loads of dust everywhere and pieces were really big. I got to sit on my horse, that was really fun.
Number 5. Put an 11-year-old on a set, what do you expect? The Philosopher's Stone set was the perfect place to pull an innocent prank.
One of the hair ladies, Ethna, she had this tape machine, and you could write out what you want to say and it would come out like a sticky tape kind of thing.
Grint didn't resist the chance to have some fun, making a prank label.
Kick me for £1.50, and we stuck it on the back of Robbie Coltrane's back, and then he found out, but no one knew it was us.
Number 6. He's a man of many talents. With all that downtime on set, the actor got a bit creative.
I was just doodling with my quill in the book. I drew this rather unpretty picture of Alan Rickman, and as I was drawing it, Alan Rickman was standing right behind me, and I was so scared.
Yikes. Thank goodness Rickman was a good sport about it and actually had the young artiste sign it and everything.
With Snape, who was really scary.
Number 7. Is he Rupert? Is he Ron? Who can tell the difference?
I think I'm scarily like my character. I live in a family of 7, and I've got a red-headed sister, and I live in a burrow.
Slipping into the character was simple from the start.
I've always liked Ron because I feel like I can relate to him. Because I've got red hair, I'm scared of spiders, we're both pretty dodgy with a wand, we both like sweets.
Number 8. Be warned, this is not for the squeamish. This was one of the trickiest scenes for the actor in the second movie.
You start to feel sick and you get on your hands and knees.
I had this giant slug in my mouth loaded with slime and I spat them out. I think it was plastic. Yeah, we'd pass on this one. Number 9. No Rupert Grints were harmed in the making of this scene. The cameras, on the other hand.
I kicked the camera on my way into it, accidentally.
Prisoner of Azkaban brought about some very exciting action.
The stunt scene I did, that was quite cool. That was one of my favourite bits as well.
Getting dragged into the tree luckily wasn't so traumatic on the actual day.
I get dragged into this tree by the dog. It's basically like a harness strapped to my leg and this sort of like big guy in a blue suit is sort of like pulling me into the tree. It's really sort of weird.
Number 10. The Harry Potter films being filled with spiders wasn't so great for Grint.
That was horrible.
Sharing this deep fear with his character was not ideal, but it came in handy when it came to the acting.
Yeah, I'm definitely afraid of spiders.
Terrified.
Having to film with them so often, well, that's when the struggle got real.
There was going to be a scene where they were going to dangle a spider on my shoulder, and so they did all these tests with these little baby tarantula.
Number 11. Was there ever a time Grint wasn't holding back laughter?
There's hundreds and hundreds of examples of this.
The actor's struggle was no secret among the crew on set.
Rupert finds everything funny.
You'll ask him, what will you laugh at? And he goes, I don't know.
You can't stop him once he starts.
And behind the scenes, you can bet the shenanigans continued. Number 12. We wouldn't get in the way of a Fistful of Weasley. How about you? Sometimes a line is just too good.
Do you want a fistful of Weasley?
It's an epic one, but unfortunately,
I found hysterical, and they eventually got cut. because I couldn't say it.
Sometimes a line is just too good. It's an epic one, but unfortunately, it never came to be on screen. Number 13. Wan is in the building.
Those scenes were really good fun. I mean, Jessie was great.
Grint barely knew actress Jessie Cave when they had to film their steamy makeout scene.
It's always quite an embarrassing thing anyway, kind of kissing in front of everyone.
Number 14. What can't Rupert do?
Hi, I'm Rupert Grint, and this is the stunts.
He warmed up, he got rigged up, he became a Quidditch keeper star in no time. Fact is, he never needed the liquid luck. Number 15. Make way for the Quidditch star.
It's probably only about 20 feet high, so it's quite a long way down.
Grint had quite the experience getting to film a more intense Quidditch scene than he'd ever done before, and it didn't come without struggle.
It's just sitting on a broom for long periods of time, just kind of, after a while, yeah, it hurts a little bit.
But he wasn't just sitting on any old broom.
They take a mould from that kind of area. It definitely helps.
Number 16. The trick to becoming Ron is all in the hips. Rupert Grint had quite the laugh watching Dan mimic the way he moved and spoke in the first Deathly Hallows film.
Kind of got all my posture and everything down.
So what's the trick to nailing this Weasley?
It's actually quite a sexy walk, if that's appropriate to say.
Number 17. Please pass the tissues ASAP.
Emotional scenes with the Weasleys because we lose one of them. Yeah, it was quite an emotional scene to film.
Rupert Grint felt the struggle, huddled around Fred with his Weasley fam. The heartbreak is real. Number 18. Just like kissing a sibling.
There's the kiss, which was just quite a strange one.
Even before filming, the nerves were there.
It's going to be quite an awkward scene to film, I think, especially the kissing bit.
The two actors being so close in real life just made for weird vibes on set.
It's like a brother-sister kind of relationship. We weren't really looking forward to it, really, if we're honest.
And Dan didn't help by laughing through the whole process while filming.
It's nice that Ron gets to go.
Number 19. Rupert wasn't looking his best in the epilogue of the final film.
I think Ron kind of ages probably the worst.
The process was long and honestly not so pleasant to go through.
The aging process was quite a weird one as well, because it's just kind of sitting in the makeup chair, gradually watching myself deteriorate.
Number 20. Reunited and it feels so good.
It's never really left me. It's found so many different new lives, and even the music can kind of stir it for me.
Now that's an intense reaction. Honestly, we feel the same whenever we hear Hedwig's theme.
It was always important for me to kind of figure out what I was doing, who I was, so it's been nice to have that time, and I think this is the perfect time to sit down with everyone.
No matter how much time passes, his friends are always on his mind.
It's been a long time since I've seen any of them, but I think about those movies all the time, and I think about Dan Nemmer a lot.
Watching Ron Weasley and Rupert Grint grow up was essentially the same thing. He's a Gryffindor through and through. Which behind-the-scenes moment is your fave?